Good afternoon, good evening is a scene for Empire of Thorns set in New York City, living world of darkness. So, let's just cut
Not
to the
living world of
chase.
darkness.
It's not the world
Yeah.
of darkness at all.
Oh, wow, there you
You made it through all of it, and then the last part at the end.
go. Okay, so the Malik desires to speak to the King Farhan of the Spring Court. He's sitting in the court gardens, basically Princess Bella nearby, Soren's kind of nearby.
You might
He's
not be
sitting
able to see
there.
Sora. He's sitting
Yeah,
still.
exactly. He's just sitting there in his human form. He's in human this time. Uh, just kind of taking the day in. Probably eating a small snack. So he sees Malik coming.
Good evening, my king. He'll bow deeply.
He'll nod his head once to denote, "I see you."
hmm Um, is there a person nearby, like a vassal?
I mean, there are several people nearby. He's in relax mode, so he's not really doing anything.
No, 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 no. You don't simply just approach the king. Is there somebody that actually handles the like? Hey, this
This
guy
is
wants to talk to you.
this is a really chill gang.
Nope. Unfortunately, although the king normally does sit with protocol, today you have won the lottery of him basically relaxing in the garden with Bella. Bella will kind of notice your character, kind of. She is a Ceres,
Uh-huh.
and she will kind of she'll kind of like wiggle uncomfortably for a second,
Mhm.
and then she'll jump up and run over to your character,
Mhm.
look up at him, and she kind of chews her lip as though she's considering what she needs to do right now. She knows that she should be doing something. God damn, she knows that she should be doing something. And Claudio normally does this, but he's nursing being shot in the back. So she'll kind of look at your character and she's like, "Psst, what am I supposed to
You're supposed to say that I need to speak to the king. I'm not supposed to roll up to him like we're friends. We are not friends. Like,
She'll turn around and she'll run back to the king, who's basically by this point almost amused by this. And
not friends. Like,
she'll say, and then she'll do the 1 second hands and she'll run back over to Malik.
mhm.
And she's like, do you have a title or a thing or um
Um,
kind of shift uncomfortably.
says Claudia.
Soren is just derping around on his smartphone. Probably still
she'll
unnoticed.
she'll run back over to the king and she'll say, um Courtier Malik um would like to approach the verdant sovereign. And she'll kind of look back at you like, was that right?
Nod. Like,
Apparently he doesn't want to just roll up on you. And then she'll nod at the king and he kind of rolls his eyes like, oh god, wow. And he'll look down at her, and in a very low, slow voice, he'll say, "You may tell Malik he is free to approach." And she will indeed run back to your character
mhm.
and say, "What's his proper title again?" "Oh, the Vernal Sovereign says you may approach." Nod, nod.
Mhm. He'll thank her, politely kiss her hand if she'll allow it. And
She blushes.
and he will approach the king.
Okay. He'll sit up a little bit straighter, stop eating, stop what he was doing. He was looking over some paperwork, and he'll give your character a slight, polite bow, um, and wait for you to speak.
My king, I understand there are pressing issues afoot with the Winter Court. Am I correct in saying so?
There are. Yes, you are correct.
Um, my king, at your pleasure, would you allow someone as lowly as myself to approach the Winter Court as a official ambassador of the Spring Court, if it pleases you?
You mean you wish to serve as the Winter Court emissary?
if it pleases my king.
He'll kind of sniff at your character for a second, forgetting he's not in his wolf form.
Mm.
Malik, I have heard your name spoken by the children of the court. You are an educator, no?
Yes, I teach high school English.
He'll nod. He'll kind of furrow his brow for a moment and says, in order to be accepted as the winter emissary, you must
Mm-hmm.
be accepted by both myself and Queen Ceres. So you would need to go to the winter court and approach her as well.
Indeed. I wouldn't take your I wouldn't assume lightly that I would automatically have your approval. But what would you have me do to prove my worth to the spring court so
If
that I may conduct myself appropriately?
if you can even gain an audience with the Winter Queen, it proves your worth. So far, we have had troubles making inroads with her to meet with us. So, if you can do this, then I will accept you as my emissary to the Winter Court.
With that, he will bow deeply. And
Not
do I have your, if it pleases my king, do I have your permission to leave your sight?
yes, you may leave me. Be safe as you travel.
With that, Malik will take another bow and politely excuse himself.
He'll think for a moment. He'll kind of like it's one of those things where he has a thought very suddenly,
Mhm.
and he'll say, Malik,
He'll turn on his heel. Yes, my king.
can you? He'll kind of point at Soren, and
This is
he'll
the
say,
first time the league noticed this guy just chilling there.
he'll he was he was kind of giving Soren some lessons on things involving like Fey life and Fey stuff.
Hmm.
He's done with him now, so he'll essentially say, would you be so kind as to take my dear friend Soren with you?
Um, if this is what my king wishes, then certainly.
He is new to the courts. He has only just returned a few days ago, and I would like an older, more experienced one of us to. His desire to talk is starting to wear off. He just kind of huffs and hopes you get the rest of it.
Malik will nod. Um, Soren, may I have a moment of your time?
This so what Malik is looking at, he's looking at a darkling.
Hmm.
Um, he looks like he is of African descent. Um, kind of imagine that and kind of a drow kind of just mixed together, and that's kind of what Malik is looking at.
Hmm.
He's wearing a pair of glasses, and he just had a smartphone in his hands, which he then pockets upon being addressed as he stands up. Sure, I'll roll with you, bud.
Good. I'm not sure what you have learned here, but it's always proper etiquette to ask to leave the king's service to show proper reference to his title and his station.
Your Majesty, is it alright with you if I go ahead and leave with Malik over here?
He'll nod his head and he'll say, "Be safe as you walk on."
And with that, Malik will kind of walk over beside Soren, almost like kind of like how a teacher just naturally takes over. It's just like this is you bow this low, so it's not like pandering. proper
Mhm.
reverence as he's like looking at you.
We'll just kind of be like, okay, and just go on ahead. If Malik gets close enough to Soren, do you know that feeling that you get when
hmm
you're really close to somebody and you feel that electricity, like that tugging feeling? You don't really get that with him.
hmm
It's it's very strange. It's almost like this guy takes up no space in the room at all.
We'll make note of it. He's seen weirder things in his day, so he's just like, okay.
Yeah.
There was this one time the king got drunk in his wolf form. That was definitely strange.
And so he fulfilled Emmett's desire of getting it on his bow.
Well,
How did he get that
so with
lampshade
that,
upon his brow? Oh God!
He's up there and saying timing songs on
so
So,
with that, Malik will walk with Soren outside. First, I suppose, congratulations on order. Welcome back.
yeah, thanks. It's, things are a lot different now.
Indeed, the first couple of days are always the roughest, but believe me, after a few decades, it gets easier.
All right.
So, right now, who are you staying with is the better question.
Um, His Majesty has allowed me to stay among the spring court at least until I can uh, pick myself up.
Uh, as he looks at you and says, I believe that that courtesy has well been distinguished, extinguished, being that he sort of passed you off to me. So technically, I'm supposed to make sure you don't go belly up.
All right.
At least I think it has. I mean, you kind of just. Our king seems to be a man of very few words. He seems to get exasperated when talking with others, but at long periods of time.
Oh Lord, does he?
But should you feel that my company and that of Azor, another Ferris like myself, is to your liking, you are more than happy to take up lodging with us.
Well, seeing as I don't really have a job and I've been reading online, it seems like the economy isn't the greatest right now.
No, we had an asshole called Ush, Tush, something like that. As he kind
Yeah,
of rolls his eyes.
yeah, I read a little bit about him on this great
Tumblr,
archive you all call Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. I like Tumblr. It's less biased.
What's
Um,
a Tumblr?
but yes, I make more than enough for me, so I don't have an issue with floating you for at least a few months until you get up on your feet.
Well, it's appreciated. And if you ever need any help with anything, let me know.
Well, actually, it would be wise to make sure that someone has my back when I go to venture to places I've never been before. So, especially in a official capacity,
Hmm.
um, if it suits you. You don't have to come if you don't want to.
Nah, it's I've been a little bit curious about how some of the other courts work.
Um, you see the way the spring court functions. As he begins walking, some of us are debonaires, others are rather peculiar. Most usually choose affiliations, but since you are only a few days out of heaven and hell, I suggest you take your time in choosing if you want to choose an affiliation.
All right.
But know that I will always consider you a friend. Whatever you tend to choose.
Means a lot. Thank you.
With that, Malik will make his way to the Winter Court. Um, where is it?
The Winter Court. See, that's going to take some information. How's your character trying to get the information of where the Winter Court is?
The proper first thing to do is to talk to another more seasoned courtier before he makes that trek.
Okay.
Because I'm
You have
assuming the conversation we're having right now is like away from like official looking people.
probably.
You think Soren can get a intelligence streetwise?
Sure. If you like. Well,
Maybe
he
to
can
get
too.
some huh?
No.
But
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Malik can too. But also keep in mind your allies.
Oh, yeah, I took that. I'm a good person.
Nothing on this one.
Intelligence streetwise.
Yep.
Yes, I did. Alright. Alrighty. Everything that's 7 or better, correct?
It's
8 or better.
8 or better. What?
8 or better. Oh, I swear it was 7 or better too, but apparently it's 8 or better.
In
What?
some systems,
thought-
it's 7 or better. In Scion and Aberrant, it's 7.
Son of a whore.
Again,
Yeah, you're right, 10 again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, Shay, just fucking shut up until you get in the scene.
Nothing.
Yeah. Alternatively, another role Soren can do is he could probably do intelligence occult since he has his specialization in lost lore, and he's probably started reading up already
Hey,
as
girl.
to what kind of places the Winter Court would be in
That is
if they
true.
were to take they were to make an abode anywhere. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think let me just make sure I got all those stuff right. I figure lost lore applies here because this is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Oh boy,
What'd you get?
that's 2. 1 exploded. Okay, it's only 2.
Well, okay, this might sound really stupid, but it's going to be in Queens. Because the
That's
court
hilarious.
is centered in Queens. You have heard rumor that the court is you haven't picked up it quite yet. What you're aware is that the court is somewhere near where the World's Fair was. Something about the World's Fair is what you've picked up so far.
Is there a neighboring courtier nearby that I could talk to?
One of your better bets would probably be to go to the actual. Okay, so we had meant to post this on the boards, but we hadn't yet. But I'll tell you now.
Okay.
So the ruling court that is ruling of the court at the moment, okay, takes residence in Belvedere Castle in Central Park. But that court is open to everybody, so there are winter courtiers usually hanging out there.
Okay.
So if you're looking for a winter courtier, you can probably find one in Belvedere Castle.
So I guess we're going to Belvedere Castle.
You are indeed going to Belvedere Castle. How are your characters getting there? Just so I know.
I have figured out some resources, so I guess we're going to take a taxi.
A taxi? Oh my god, take an Uber. Like, really hot, you're from New York. What are you doing?
Yeah. The cabbie probably doesn't even realize that Soren's in the car until like halfway through, like, holy shit!
Oh Whoa! There's somebody there. Yes. So, what?
I passed the man. There's going. Where are we located currently right now?
You are located like right on the river. Basically,
Which river?
the
What side is
the
Central Park?
You're on the Brooklyn side.
Fair enough. So this is passes him $30. Just wanted to
Do me
figure
a
out how much I
favor.
was going to pay him.
Do me a quick favor, okay? Can you guys talk among yourselves in character for like 2 seconds? I'll
Okay.
like go over through with Dante very quickly. But
Okay.
talk among yourselves. Learn more about each other in character.
I bet it was pretty harrowing. Um, did you take care of your fetch?
Not yet. I think he's in California. At least that's where I was before.
So you might want to head down to social services and probably get some form of identification change.
Yeah,
It might be a good idea.
that's it's on my list of things to do.
All right. So what are your skills, if I may be so bold?
Um, he'll just kind of flick his glasses a couple of times and just say, "Well, I was I wasn't the stupidest person in school. Um, I was planning on going to college right before I got taken. Um,
Okay.
that's Other than that, I suppose that I'm a pretty unremarkable guy." And then he has to roll manipulation subterfuge.
Fair enough.
Okay, failed. So you get the feeling he's holding something back.
Okay, let's do this above the books. I'm going to make what is it? Perception, empathy?
Yeah, in this case it would be wits empathy.
What's empathy? What's empathy? Let's see.
Like
What's
seriously, just get one, and it's like, he's not being entirely forthcoming.
all the things I should have gotten. Oh wow, I think he sees right through your bullshit.
Yep. See through all that bullshit.
Malik kind of gives you a glare. He's just like, well, um, I deal with children all day, and I know bullshit when I see it. So,
Right. Sorry. No disrespect or offense meant by that, but
no, that's a good skill. You don't know me that well, and I don't know you that well. But the way you lie, you kind of lie with your eyes, not with your mouth.
right. Sorry. I'll
I'll teach you. You'll get better at it.
if we get to know each other better, I may tell you a little bit more, but
Then
old
I'm
habits
sure
die hard.
we'll figure each other out.
But so your characters get to Belvedere Castle. On that note,
Mhm.
to be blunt, are you guys just looking for one of the Winter Court members?
Uh, yeah. Be real blunt about it.
He's not gonna. Soren won't do it very obviously. What he's basically gonna do is, based on his lost lore, he's probably kind of figured a little bit that like winter courtiers tend to listen more than talk.
They do.
So basically, he's going to be looking for some of the more silent people in the crowd because winter court members rarely advertise that they're winter court.
I want you to give me a It's gonna be lost lore. What's the
I have it attached to a cult.
Okay. Well, it would be your occult. I'm basically trying to think of what's the equivalent to your intelligence occult, and it's intelligence, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and,
Okay, yeah,
and
thank you.
Intelligence occult is a thing in this game.
yeah.
No, I'm still adjusting, guys. But so
So
yeah,
No, I just said perception like alertness. It's fine.
yeah.
yeah, that's 2 again.
Okay. There is a person who, as he's walking, and you notice as he's talking to people and things like that, he's leaving. When he touches things, ice, a rime of ice forms on it. And when he speaks, there's a very soft fog that forms on his breath. You would imagine he's probably a winter courtier with a high mantle, so you could be dealing with somebody pretty powerful in the courts. But that is probably a winter courtier.
I'll just kind of bump Malik a little bit and just kind of gesture over to him with his head without really being like, "Hey guys!"
Hey guys.
Hey, I found one!
All right, Malik will like accept the nudge, like, and approach the gentleman.
Okay. He'll he's kind of talking to somebody else, and the
I'll wait
conversation.
until the conversation is over.
Yeah,
Kind of
he'll basically kind
politely.
of look away and then look at Malik and do about triple take. Lord Almighty, man's gonna need a tall drink of water after that sight. Fan himself a little. No, I'm kidding. His eyes, everything about his eyes say just take about 2 steps closer, but he maintains his composure.
Mm-hmm.
So I
If
will
But
his
note
eyes are
all of
saying
that.
that, then Malik is going to be a bit more brazen about it.
yeah, you can definitely tell that the fairest draconic definitely appreciates the view.
Mm-hmm. Um,
That draws all the attention away from young Soren, who was just sitting there soaking in
just
all the
listen, just
information.
listen. That's what you're supposed to do. All right, you figured out the
So
purpose of this goddamn fucking motley. So,
he'll
so.
smile. Oh my god. He'll smile at your character in
Mhm.
a very inviting but yet still distant smile. His brow will go up.
Um, Good evening.
Good evening.
Um, I came to.
Not yet.
And he says, "Oh, don't you worry, you will indeed." But
Mm,
this isn't the purpose of my meeting. It's far more serious in nature.
oh, well, tell me then. What
Um,
do you need?
Malik will kind of purse his lips and sort of a soft pow, letting him know that he's half kidding, half serious. Like,
He'll take a step towards your character, but it's in kind of that engaging way.
of
Well, I think introductions would be proper, don't you?
course. So, who do I have the honor of speaking with?
Honor, dear God, no, just Eric or Draven. Some people call me Draven. I don't know why yet, but whatever. He'll kind of shrug.
Mhm.
Either or, take your pick. And what's your name?
Malik.
Oh, I like the way that rolls off the tongue, Malik. Oh,
Yes, Malik. I am here to. Do you happen to, as Malik looks closer, do me the honor of being an escort with me to the Winter Court? I have some
mm.
pressing issues I'd like to discuss.
Oh. You want me to bring you home to Mama already?
Well, this would be a more civil conversation if I wasn't all about too much play. I don't want to give the wrong impression.
Oh, I understand, but tell me, what do I get for it? Is the question. He'll kind of say softly.
Okay, I'm going to it would be presence expression.
Okay. Yeah, he basically kind of takes a step in again, not too threatening,
Hmm.
more kind of playful, and he'll say, "Convince me."
All
Hmm,
right.
maybe get a bonus for this. Does this not deserve a bonus?
This is happening, and does my thing vice to vice like go off?
Well, his vice is lust, just to let you know.
Yes, that's the thing. Like,
If you haven't figured it out yet.
yes, and I'm really trying hard to be diplomatic while not jumping this guy's phones. It's not the.
You could use getting another willpower back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for all. This is God's work, okay?
Um, I have enchanting performance,
I see.
and I'm spending a point of glamour
Mm-hmm.
to make him actually feel what I'm telling him.
Okay.
And with Herf 2, if I spend another point of glamour, I get 4 extra dice.
Oh, hey, girl.
Yeah. Hearth is like the most broken thing since whatever.
Nope.
So
Like, so hard. It's more broken than me giving Soren a Grand Clave, okay?
Which was a possibility. I'm trying to get a Grand Clave.
I'm not getting a Grand Clave.
we'll keep this in character and we'll worry about that later, shall we?
All right.
So that's 3, 6, 10. Alrighty then. Come on, come on, come on. My screen is like acting up.
Seen a lot of tens.
Yeah,
Or
there's
at
a couple
least
tens.
2 tens.
Remember, ones don't count off, so you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, so 2 tens.
Yeah.
Alright, so I roll 2 more dice.
Yep.
Yeah, you have specialties, so yeah. Roll them dis. And if they roll 10 again, you get to roll them again.
No. Nothing explodes.
Well, but you got 2 successes, so
Mhm.
it's good. He's feeling you. Senpai notices you. He'll kind of bite his lip, and he'll say, okay, okay, I'll bring you.
Um, Once he turns to give basically to lead the way, um in a very almost playful way, Malik will kind of whisper in his ear, um, I have to show my appreciation in some way, and I'm rolling presence. Presence. What is it? Presence. God damn, I hate this sheet.
Right?
Presence. Is it persuasion or socialize?
Socialize, I think.
Uh.
If you're
Okay.
not trying to convince him of anything, which I'm sorry, you don't have to convince him to sleep with you. It's that simple. But if you're
No,
just, it's be
it's
socialized.
socialize.
So
I have a
yeah.
specialty in seduction. He's seducing him. I don't think it's actually necessary, but he's doing it.
You can take a plus die
Mhm.
because he's already like it. No, you already got him on the line, so you can take a die for it.
I would. Damn.
Damn!
Oh, buddy. Oh,
Oh,
buddy.
buddy. Oh, buddy.
It's happening. I got it.
Something's happening.
Something's gonna happen. I'll tell you that. He bites his lip and he'll nod. He'll say, I'll give you my number."
Fair enough.
But there's definitely something there. He'll 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 tell you it's a subway ride for fuck's sake. So subway. Here's our subway song.
Meanwhile,
So
Soren is just silently following.
Solidly follow.
It's like,
I'm gonna say this man has about 30 minutes to flirt with you, in which he does. He's not going to tell you anything about himself just yet, other than the fact that his name is Eric.
Mm,
And he'll just kind of honestly he's not talking that much. He's just kind of
listening.
feeling your character out and listening to you and stuff like that.
Then there's a whole lot of penis jokes and what's gonna happen and lots of it's not vulgar but lots of very guy on guy flirting. Like,
Yeah, he can do guy on guy flirt. So yeah, he guy on guy flirts with you on the way. Once you get there, um, you realize that where he's led you to
mhm,
is the World's Fair. Indeed, in fact, that is where he led you to. He will take you, and as he's walking, um, you notice that to the Fey eyes, to the Chimerical, there is a rime of snow already, a bank of snow. There's snow already forming as winter is rolling in. And as he gets closer to a certain standalone gateway, essentially,
mhm,
the snow begins to shift. But when I say the snow shifts, it's not like a small little shift. It's like the bank moves and rolls, and this large serpentine head pulls itself out of the snow and shakes itself off as a drake rears back. It looks at Malik and it looks at Soren. Malik being a straight up Spring Court member,
mhm.
and Soren being in the Spring Court's goodwill, it does not look happy to see you.
to see
It,
Soren?
it doesn't look happy to see either of you, especially Malik.
Mhm.
But Soren, he ain't looking too hot towards right now either. It'll rear back, its jaws open as though it's going to strike at the both of you.
Mhm.
What do you do?
Malik will simply give a very courteous bow.
Okay. What do you do, Soren?
Is there any cover around?
I mean, there's two big guys.
No, but there's no like trees or anything he can dive behind.
Not quite right here, realistically, honestly.
Fuck
If
it.
there was cover, then the Drake would have something to cover against. So they don't really put the Drake near cover.
Yeah. Fuck it. He'll just bow right back. He'll bow as well. Pray to God that he doesn't get immolated.
Pretty much.
You have chosen wisely. Although he does basically look as though he'd rather peel his own skin off than let two Spring Court members walk in right now.
Mhm.
Well, one Spring Court member and one aspirant, possibly. He will allow your characters to pass. He's throwing a hiss fit, though, and Draven will look up at it and basically just kind of give it a fuck you look, like a whatever. He'll lead you into the
Mhm.
it looks almost like a greenhouse, except all of the plants inside of it are winter plants and evergreens, things of that nature. And it is still cold in here. He'll begin to look around, and there is a drudge nearby,
Mhm.
and he'll basically grab them, and he'll say, "Hey!" And the drudge is kind of like, it startles, and it looks up at him like, "What? What face?" And he'll say, "Yes, my lord." And he'll say, I need to speak to the queen. And he'll say, I don't know if she's disposed. And he basically kind of growls at it in a very draconic way. And he'll like run off, tail between his legs, essentially.
Malik will give Erica like a playful growl.
And he'll say, I'm sorry, you have to keep them in line or they just go crazy.
Mhm.
The drudge takes a little too long, kind of coming back, so he'll kind of roll his eyes heavily,
Mhm.
and he'll say 1 second, kind of holding two fingers up, like 1 second,
Mhm.
and he will go, and he will give me 1 second. Wrong thing, actually. Sorry. 1 second. Sorry. Okay. You hear him yell out, basically at the top of his lungs, kind of in a thunderous, draconic roar. You hear him say, "Your Majesty!"
Mhm.
Because the drudge took too long. What did she do? It's Draven.
Alright.
So, what did she do?
Well, very shortly there's two large ogres that come walking into the foyer where you are, and
Mhm.
once they part, you become aware of a shadow lane behind them that you could not see previously. He has a mostly featureless mask on, which
Mhm.
is dripping just slightly like melting candle wax. And when he looks at Draven, despite the mask, you can almost see the weariness on his face. And he says, "Master Draven, how can we help you today?"
I don't need we. I need the queen. May I please humbly have an audience with her illustrious, divine, sublime mistress of the snowflake. And I don't fucking know, whatever. I need to see the queen.
He pulls out a clipboard from under his arm.
Today! Now! Like right now. I need to see it, please. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. May I please have an audience with the queen? He'll bow low and respectfully.
For what purpose?
These spring court assholes need to see it. These spring court gentlemen need to see her.
And
I'm an asshole with love, baby, by the way. He'll kind of like say to Malik, like with his hand waving.
Mhm.
and what business does the antler crown have with my lady?
Fucking no, I didn't ask. They didn't tell me. I spent the entire way here flirting with him. I'm fucking figuring it out.
He nods,
Please.
looks at the clipboard, says, "I will see if Her Majesty will make time for you."
Oh, it's for me. Her husband wouldn't like that very much, would he? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not like that. Take out some of the sex from my voice, okay? Let
He
it be
turns
more like a.
around and starts to walk out of the room, and the two ogres basically step back to the door from which he came and stay there with their backs to the hallway.
They constantly threaten to throw me into the autumn court, by the way. He'll just kind of like kick back, his little feet going. Well, his big feet, his normal sized feet are not little. He like hopped up onto one of like the tables.
I'm going to tell you right now, she's going to keep you all waiting for a bit.
You know, yeah, I get it, but we can't wait out of game.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So out of game, if you want to talk for a minute or whatever, that's fine. If not, we can fast forward a bit.
Malik is just going. He's basically not going to say anything until he sees the queen. He's going to wait patiently.
The ogres probably have a hard time focusing on Soren because he's just kind of standing still, and perfect stillness is kicked in, along with Presence 1, along with all the other stealth shit that he has, means that it's really hard for him to get seen most of the time.
You two, by the way, at least the two of you, definitely start to get a little uncomfortably cold by the time they finally, the two ogres finally part at some unseen, unheard signal, and the chatelaine that you saw before walks between them and bows low and says, "Master Draven, and your guests, Her Majesty will see you."
Yes.
Oh,
He'll up. Are you ready?
of course.
Y'all ready for this? He'll follow. He'll step behind the chatelaine. You guys can give me a what's the equivalent of a P&A roll here, or P&E?
What's empathy?
Okay, yeah. Give me a wit sympathy check.
With empathy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, unless Dante disagrees and wants to do something else.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Did you have a blow up there, Malik?
I'm trying to roll, but my computer's being slow. Like,
I can roll if you want.
nothing.
Okay.
1 success,
Sorry.
actually.
Actually, no, then that's to both of you. This guy, this Eric guy, okay? He comes across as extremely flippant and loud, and like very kind of un-Wintercourt-esque. But there's something about his demeanor and his behavior that almost kind of speaks as though it's an act, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That he's probably doing it for a purpose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he'll kind of follow after, especially since he is rocking some high Wintercourt mantle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he'll walk to the he'll follow along, and it's up to you, Dante. What is
Okay. You will be led into the room, and there is a relatively large open space and a dais. And upon the dais sits Queen Cerise. To mortal eyes, she appears as a very beautiful African-American woman
Mm-hmm.
with relatively extensive vitiligo. To the eyes of the lost, you can see that what translates as vitiligo for the most part is actually like rimes of frost that have accumulated on her.
Mm-hmm.
She has a great deal of ice stemming from her in various places. And although she's very beautiful, she is clearly very, very, very cold.
Mm-hmm.
Draven will approach the throne, and a bit of that blustery kind of dickishness that he's been showing kind of drops a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He'll actually bow respectfully to the queen, and he'll say, "Your Majesty."
She looks at him, kind of narrows her eyes slightly, and she says, "Draven,
Yes, Your Majesty.
your disrespect will be your undoing one of these days yet.
Probably.
Who do you bring before me and why?"
Malik averts his
I did not
eyes.
ask you.
Oh, he says.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you saying something out of character?
Yeah, that's out of character. Oh, jeez.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying.
No, I have etiquette. No.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Calm yourself, homeboy. No.
Luckily, the Darkling doesn't talk anyway, so he's just like.
Malik averts his eyes and doesn't look directly at the queen and kind of keeps his gaze down until like he's actually spoken to.
Okay.
Draven will say, I bring before you Malik, Crown Guard, and I believe he's going by the name Soren. Malik is a member of the Spring Court, and Soren is an aspirant.
Unusual choice of affiliation for a Darkling, especially one who does not seem to exude the mantle of spring in the least, she says, looking at Soren.
Um, if
She's
if
not
she's
failing to see you, by the way. She's not missing you at all.
okay, yeah, he'll actually look a little bit surprised. But if she is directly looking at him, and he'll just say, "Well, um, Your Majesty, I've only been here for a few days, and I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure which court I want to join. I just know that the Spring Court is the one that picked me up and picked done right by me so far, at least."
She nods slowly. And then she turns towards Malik and she says, "What business brings you here, Incubus?"
Malik will, if it pleases, if it pleases you, Queen, how did you say her name again?
Therese.
If it pleases Queen Cerise, I came here to discuss, matters of the Spring Court. It seems that, there is some very, tumultuous times between both courts.
Your assessment is correct, but it does not please me.
Um, is she giving him room to speak or no?
Yes, she's kind of like
Okay.
looking at him.
Well, if it pleases the Queen, I wanted to know if it would be possible to. Is there any way we could come to a negotiation of some kind? I have heard words and whispers that that open conflict is definitely something being considered, but I believe that it is not something that should be even on the table.
Open conflict would be infinitely preferable to exposing ourselves, even briefly, to the eyes of the others. It would. The matter on which our two bodies have come to disagree would potentially weaken us in our moment of ascendancy. And weakness is not something that this court is ready to abide during the season when it is our task to watch over the freehold and to guard against incursions by the lords and ladies.
I beg your I beg your pardon, and if I may, can I continue, Queen Cerise? But I only wish to make sure that a probable compromise, if any, can be discussed. So, is there anything that can be done, or anything that you wish to see happen?
There is so much that I wish to see happen. But that's the nature of our condition. I'm not looking for miracles, magic. But I would ask, what does a Spring Court Incubus, what business do you have even approaching this? What do you know of sorrow?
What I know of sorrow, my queen, as he continues, is that I myself indeed knew happiness because I had it before I was taken. And to no longer have it, to no longer be with it, I believe is true sorrow. To know what bliss and happiness truly is, to actually find your soulmate, and to have that taken from you is a pain that lingers with me even now. So yes, my queen, I do not mean to speak out of turn, but yes, I do know sorrow. And as with this, I believe that there is no one else fitting that would be able to show you due reverence while not showing such detestable weakness. I only wish to serve as an ambassador to your court.
She is sitting quietly on the throne, looking down towards the floor of the not the floor of the dais, but the floor of the court itself, like down by your feet, basically.
Mhm.
Malik Crownsguard, you bring me an interesting predicament. And I will tell you this. Your response hints at an understanding of loss. Before I would treat with you, I would know more. Ours is not loss that we remember but move past. We mourn the loss that we've had. And while that's not necessarily the way of your court, I want to know that you understand mourning. I want you, if you would have this position, to bring me proof of your mourning and of your loss. I want to know that you understand this.
If it pleases my queen serene, what would you would you have me learn? Who would be able to teach this if it is all something that can be taught?
She waves her hand dismissively. She says, if you cannot devise this proof on your own, then you are not worthy to be an emissary to this court.
Are there any other conditions that I should be aware of before I undergo this task for you, my queen?
She smiles almost bitterly, and she says, of course there are.
Malik waits for her to speak.
She doesn't. She just kind of gives you that bitter smile.
Mm-hmm. Malik will, by your leave, he'll speak again. Do I have your permission to depart from here to continue on the task that you have set before me?
She inclines her head and waves to dismiss you. Not dismissively, but
Mm-hmm.
just silently saying, yes, you may go. Basically.
Okay. With that, Malik will bow politely and a bow face.
Okay. She'll look to Soren and she'll say, you may go with your friend.
Just as he was about to open his mouth to ask, he bows. And he remembers a little bit from history. He remembers specifically how to address some English monarchs. He backs out. He does not turn around. He does not turn his back to the queen.
Noted.
Draven will kind of look over to her, and he'll smile at her sweetly, and he'll walk out backwards too.
She doesn't stop you.
He'll kind of turn back to you two.
Mm-hmm.
You must know I'm trying to tap that. She was nice to you. Like right at Malik, just like she was being nice to you. She must know I'm trying to hit that. Just walk, so just start walking.
All right.
Hey Soren, what would be the appropriate role for divining something, for putting something together, for figuring something out?
I've got intelligence investigation.
That's a good one, actually. Go ahead, do that one. You're down to die for something. Do I have to tell you what you're down to die for? But
We'll drop a willpower just in case.
okay.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Any bonus?
Roll and then deal with your mother, for God's sake.
Oh, gosh. Alright. There's one at least.
You have one success, yes.
Oh, well. It's only one.
It occurs to you that when Malik introduced himself to Draven, he did not give his last name. He just said that his name was Malik. And Draven introduced him as Malik Crownsguard.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it also dawns on him that having the good will of the court does not give you any kind of supernatural inclination, and he knew that too.
But yeah, he'll basically walk with your characters.
Mm-hmm.
He'll say, well, it's been a lovely time.
It has.
He'll kind of look at Malik with a soft smile.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Soren, you mind giving us a second?
He just nods and gives them some space.
You
Okay.
can stay close enough to eavesdrop. I'm pretty sure you're going to anyway, but he'll smile at Malik and he'll say, listen, you're a really handsome guy, okay? And I wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. You probably don't want to. You probably don't want to get mixed up with me. He'll just kind of. He'll kind of bite his lip again, and he'll just look almost sad. And he'll just say, you know what? It's a court thing, okay? You know, I mean, this Romeo and Juliet bullshit would get us both fucked, you know? I mean, yeah, I'm sure you'd be amazing for a nice. You, don't make me fucking church it up, okay?
He's just gonna look at him, kind of like struggle with his words,
Yeah.
and he is just ever so slightly just kind of peck him on the lips and just say, you worry too much.
He'll kind of swallow.
Hmm.
Do you just want to go on a date, have a toss, fuck, you know, kind of have fun? Or are you looking for something more? I mean,
I believe that coming into something with expectations makes us both, how should I say, it leads to unrealistic expectations.
no, yeah, I get you. I get you.
So, how about this? See how it goes and what happens.
Yeah, sure. You know what?
But yes, dinner would be great.
Okay. Yeah. He looks. You both can actually make me like P&E rolls.
Mhm.
Like, if you want, whatever they are. And just fucking refer them to their old wad. You got one success? Okay. What did you
Mhm.
get, Mr. Malik?
Uh, one success.
You both got it. Okay. Um, it's not that Draven wasn't digging you or something like that. What you're feeling is that Draven really likes you. That
Mhm.
the way you've treated him, the way you've talked to him, the way you flirted with him, the way you followed up on it, that
Mhm.
he really likes you, and that's what's causing him to be reluctant to want to take this further. That something about himself that he doesn't want to put on you, basically. So you can take it from that.
Um, as Malik will just kind of, with his soft brown eyes, just kind of just watch him, like, and kind of just not just not ask permission, but sort of take his hand and just say, "You worry entirely too much."
Yeah, you're right. I do. Yeah, you know what? Dinner's great. I'm free tomorrow night. The Tavern on the Green?
Absolutely. I shall come dressed to impress.
Oh, I won't take a lot. He'll kind of he'll be a little bit bold and kind of lean over and give you a kiss on the cheek, and he'll kind of say, "I gotta get back to the Queen because she's gonna read me for this one, without doubt." But he'll make sure you have his phone number. He'll kind of look over at Soren like, "Hey, you know, later, dude."
He's
With
kind of
that,
waves back super fast.
he is going to look at Soren and just kind of chit chat. So, what did you think?
Interesting to say the least.
Tell me about it.
That Eric guy, he's got a lot more going on than he lets on.
Well, obviously, but I think that Arcadia changes all of us. You know?
Yeah. So, find proof of your sorrow, yeah?
Yeah.
Any ideas on where to start?
Um, knowing and just kind of watching how the Queen's temperament is as he steps into a cab. I think she wants something personal, and it has to hurt.
All
It
right.
has to be a lasting reminder of some kind. So probably something soul searching involved. Well, we all have our duties, right? And we don't need a war, correct?
Yeah.
But alas, there'll be times for feels later as he kind of smirks. Um, you know about goblin fruit?
Mm. Heard the name a couple of times when I was looking through the libraries.
Well, anyway, you should meet Azur, and I could show you about that. Take your training a little bit more seriously, yeah?
You got it.
So with that, Malik will ask the driver to head to some gated community, and
Okay.
that's where we'll end our scene.
Yep. So, thank you, players, for players, and thank you, watchers, for watching. It's been a scene for not Living World of Darkness, but for the Empire of Thorns. There we go. Bye.